Well, the South African Human Rights Commission says hearings into the violence and looting which occurred in KwaZulu-Natal and Gauteng last month will soon begin. The violence claimed the lives of more than 300 people and left many businesses at a standstill. The KwaZulu-Natal government has declared a state of disaster in the province. Today, there was the EFF march through Phoenix. For more on this, we're joined by Chris Nissen, a commissioner at the South African Human Rights Commission. Mr. Nissen, good evening to you. Thank you very much indeed for your time. Particularly if we look at the situation in Phoenix, the EFF was there today. It is absolutely crystal clear there are racial tensions on the ground and in that community, and that fed into the violence that we saw. What are you going to try and do to get to the bottom of what actually happened?
Thank you, Stephen. And we must stop meeting like this. I met you this morning and now this evening as well. But thank you so much for asking the Commission to really participate in your programs, which is important. Look, the issue is there are two things. First of all, if we just ring fence the recent unrest for now and look at the historical issues in KZN. And so we cannot run away from the historical issues in KZN and then come to the current issues within KZN and highlighted by Phoenix, but not only by Phoenix, but by Maritzburg, Peter Maritzburg. I was there last week, and the stories I've heard, it's horrific. And as the Human Rights Commission, the first thing we said is that we'll have a national hearing that will include not only Gauteng, but also KZN, and we'll have hearings in the areas where things happen. The second thing is we received a lot of complaints. We'll have to investigate those complaints and look at it. But the third thing is that, is the issue about social cohesion. It's about harmony. It's about bring people together. It's about saying, how do we work as this commission, making people accountable for whatever pronouncements they've made, and if there's any criminal action.
I don't know if we've lost Commissioner Chris Nissen there. Commissioner, I think I'm optimistic that you can still hear me. You're going to have hearings. Are you going to make findings after those hearings about what happened? The police are doing their investigation, but will you make findings as well?
You can't let any perpetrator go unaccountable. So whoever is found guilty of anything, we can refer them to the Equality Court. We can bring them together in arbitration. We can bring them together into mediation. But we say that those who have committed any criminal act, the South African Police Services and security in this cluster must make sure that those people are brought to the book. But at the end of the day, it's important for us as the South African Human Rights Commission to say that whoever has committed any incident or crime or alleged violation of dignity and so on, they must be brought to book. And they must be made accountable. And we can't leave them alone. You can't just brush it away and say, whoever called whatever by every name will investigate. And if that person is found guilty of such alleged perpetration, they must be brought to book.
There's also the instigation of this. We have seen, for example, there were voice notes, we understand, that were recirculating in the area, threatening violence against the community. I mean, there's clear sort of incitement or something. I mean, that doesn't justify the violence, of course, but clearly someone was preying on people's fears.
No, certainly. I mean, Stephen, SG, there's nobody above the law in this country. And you can't go on, especially a political party. If you want to build unity and social cohesion, and you want to build a South Africa which you all can be proud of, you can't continue making racial incitements and racial statements and building racial hatred against one another. And the Human Rights Commission will have to investigate whatever happened today. We will investigate.
Chris Nissen, a commissioner at the South African Human Rights Commission, I really appreciate the time. Thank you very much indeed.